Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, August 22nd. I'm your guy, Hector, always joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills, who I definitely missed while he was on vacay. Check out the intro and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, like I said, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, August 22nd. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, I missed you, baby. I had a whole week. I had people filling in. I missed my guy, TC. And I know the week before I had to go to Florida to go check on my pops and stuff like that. I appreciate you being in my corner, calling me, checking in on me. So it kind of feels like it's been 2 weeks since me and you, we did our thing. TC, I miss you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I miss you, man. I'm glad to be back, back in the saddle here, talking Yankees. Thank you on Pop for filling in, on short notice. Had a great time with the wife, White Sands and, warm water, Florida. We were over by the Panhandle, like in between Panama City and Destin. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Now I'm back, rejuvenated. The Yankees didn't do anything better. They're still sucky. So, oh well.
I knew there was a hurricane out on the West Coast. I know you live in San Diego and stuff like that. Were you affected? Because I tagged you in something. If you saw Chavez Ravine where the Dodgers play was all flooded and stuff like that. Were you affected by the hurricane, or anyone you knew was affected by the hurricane? TC, speak on
that. Yeah, so we're actually about 85 miles up from San Diego. So we're closer to Anaheim and Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, San Diego got hit pretty hard. Parts of LA got hit with it's mostly the flooding. The flooding is causing landslides and mud across freeways, closing stuff down. My area, which is like Inland Empire, barely any wind. It rained all day on Sunday. Nothing really affected me. So, thank God for that. But yeah, there's people around in different areas within probably 30, 40 miles of me that got hit with some, it's mostly the roads being, wiped out, some trees falling down. It's mostly LA, northern LA areas along the coast. But yeah, we're inland. So luckily, we got spared on that.
Happy that you and your family, you guys, didn't get hit by that. I know there's people that's been affected by that. So people in the chat, if you guys can, like always, share your prayers for those that are going through what they're going through in LA. Yeah. And like Sean Browning put it right here, prayers for Maui, right? Prayers for Hawaii, prayers for all those people that are over there. The death toll is rising. This Thursday for the Yankees Morning Brew, I will have certain foundations linked in the chat, so you guys will be able to donate to those foundations directly. So if you guys can, just put the prayers in the chat emoji for those that are suffering in California and those that are suffering in Maui right now. And as well, the Canadian wildfires are still going crazy because it's wildfire season. That's what we do. But let's give a shout out to the chat.
Washington State's having some fires.
Oh yeah, let's give a shout out to the chat before we continue. Let me shout out Anthony Garcia. I saw my guy over the weekend.
Good to see you, buddy.
If you guys were able to check out Chris and Christian's podcast from NYYST, it was an amazing time. Pete came in. We was hanging out Friday. We went Saturday to Jersey, Toledo Bar. It was an amazing time. Anthony Garcia, he made out like a bandit. My man had about like 3 giveaways he won. So shout out to Anthony Garcia.
Yeah,
Eric Wallace is in the building.
Eric, how you doing?
EY, what it do? Uncle Tats and the Pinstripe Chronicles. How you doing?
Good to see you, buddy.
Damien Serrano. Salute. My guy, Mr. Dev Finch is in the building. Dev,
how you doing?
Salute, you handsome bastard. Hope all is well. Papo Diaz is in the building. Ayo, Papo. Okay. We got Ronald Hansley in the building. My guy, Ronald, how you doing,
Ronald?
Fella? Alex Valerio is in the building.
Alex,
Shane McNeil, how you doing?
My God, Shane.
Pilot Habit, salute. Mikey Mazza in the full
Mazza, how you doing,
salute
buddy?
To my
Good to see
Mazza.
you, man.
Jacob Petruzzi
hey, there's my guy,
Jacob. My guy, Jacob, hope all is well. Dennis Gruolin is in the chat. Dennis, how you doing? I can't forget Samantha T in the building. Samantha, how you doing? Alan Landsman, salute.
Alan, how you doing?
Raziel the Great, salute. We just want to give a update for you guys. You guys know the event that's coming up September 23rd, NYY Underground. My guy, Pete Seminetti. We were supposed to have a 2-part event, right? The Yankees Audi Suite is still happening. The Sucker Punch Bar and Lounge, because of unforeseen circumstances, Pete having to rebrand, us over here at Morning Brew Sports with announcements coming off from our end of things. A lot of things are going to be switching up, right? So we had to put a pause on that because it felt like we had to put all of our resources into what we're doing at Morning Brew Sports. I know Pete and NYY Underground, they had to whole rebranding and logo, and shout out to Pete because that logo is sexy. But
by the way, I love it. It looks good.
You guys look out. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a lot of news coming out from Morning Brew Sports over here. It's all good news. Don't think anything is changing. TC's not going anywhere. None of the shows are going anywhere. It's just going to be that extra gasoline we need to take us to the next level that all of you guys in the chat know that we can be. So we got 47 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button for your boys. And if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out with the algorithm, right?
Come on.
Hector, you're not with Pete. And no, what are you talking about? I literally just texted Pete this morning. Are you kidding me? No, there's nothing going on with us. We're all
good. Everybody's fine.
Yes, you guys out there on the internet, stop trying to figure out things are happening because nothing's happening. We just had to
take it easy. On
the September 23rd event when it came to Sucker Punch Bar and Lounge, because us over here at Morning Brew Sports, we have a lot of things that will be coming out over the next couple of days. My guy Ronald Hansley Jr. with the $9.99 super chat. Salute to the Yankees Morning Brew crew. Get them likes up for the squad. Time for the Yankees to play.
Appreciate that, Ronald.
I'm not sure if you was in the production meeting with me and TC this morning because that's the first topic we are going to talk about. The baby bombers are on the way. And when I mean baby bombers, I mean Everson Pereira is being called up. Oswald Peraza is being called up. And like you said, TC, it's about time that the Yankees front office figured it out and they called up these young kids. My guy Yankee World on Twitter said Everson Pereira to the MLB. Oswald Peraza gets called up to the MLB roster. Jason Dominguez was promoted to AAA, so the Martian is on his fast track as well. Today was the best day for the Yankees in maybe months, and they didn't even play. TC, what's your thoughts?
No, it's a month too late. I mean, these guys should have been up a long time ago. We saw the writing on the wall with this team. That they're just a blah team. They can't hit. You needed to bring up these kids. The kids bring some excitement. You know, some hope for future. I mean, these guys that they have now are just dead, no life. It's just sad. And, you know, we got to see what we have for 2024. I mean, these are the future, right? These guys, Peraza should have been up at the beginning of the season. He should have never been sent down. So that's a whole different story. But, you know, Dominguez coming up and Wells and you know, we got Will Warren and Clayton Beater. You know, we have a lot of guys on the rise and could potentially be brought up in September. So it's a good look for what's going into, you know, the season next year. Gives a little bit of hope because this year's over. So yeah. We'll see what's going on.
Shout out to Hit FX OPS in the chat who says you guys communicate better than the Yankees organization. You know what? I take that as a compliment. Even though the bar is on the ground when it comes to the Yankees front office and communicating with their fan base, I definitely take that. And shout out to Hit in the chat as well. If you guys can, welcome them to the Morning Brew Familia. Hope all is well.
Welcome.
My guy Steve Schumann's in the building. Stevie Pooh, how you doing?
Question.
Salute. wonder who would be going down or who would be going or who would get cut. And that's what I was trying to figure out as well, Steve. We'll jump more into that. And also, I want to tease something later on. You guys know how I like to take deep dives when it comes to the Yankees and their finances. I did a big one over the last couple of days.
Got a deep dive for you guys.
I took a deep dive. We'll talk about that later on in the show, but I'm going to tell you guys right now.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
If I get kidnapped, right? After this show, if you guys don't see me on Thursday, just know that Hal Steinbrenner, he put a hit out for me because of the information that I'm going to put out later on today. But no, let's get to it. My guy,
we got Medina in the chat. We've got Medina. Medina's in here.
Oh, Anthony Medina's in the building. Medina, how you doing?
Jigga Man's in the house.
My brother Jigga Man Celso Porto's in the building.
And Jerry.
News.
Where's Big Time Jerry?
Is in the building. Ruben, how you doing?
How you doing, Ruben?
We got AK-47. I got to make sure I shout out AK-47 because if not, he going to shoot me with a couple of bullets from that AK-47.
Oh, you don't want that.
Shout out to Big Jerry in the building. Big Jerry Dale's in the building.
He was the first one in the house.
Salute. Let me check. I got to find my guy, Jerry.
I think he was grabbing his pot of coffee. That's what he said he was doing.
That's what it is. Big time Jerry's in the building. Good morning, Hector. I hope all is well. We are all praying for your dad and you as well. Welcome back, Todd. And I've got to say something, guys. Even though my father, right, he doesn't get in the chat. He doesn't see the show like you guys do. But the thoughts and prayers that you guys have been sending his way, I've been relaying it to him, and he's super appreciative of all the thoughts and prayers from you guys. So we definitely appreciate you guys. We got 60 people in the building. Let's smack the like button. Let's get the likes up. AK-47 said, "Mad love, boys. Good to hear the morning show." I appreciate you as well. Appreciate you.
Good to be back, guys. Good to be back. Miss you all.
It's good to have TC back, even though the Yankee season is what it is. It's good to have my guy TC back. But my guys from Fireside Yankees said this is what Everson Pereira did between AA and AAA. He had a 300 batting average. He had a 373 on base percentage, a 548 slugging, and he had a 138 WRC plus. League average is 100. He had 38 points higher than league average. His 18 home runs. He had 18 home runs, and according to MLB Pipeline, he's the 80th prospect when it comes to top 100. The Yankees are finally going to let him play left field, and hopefully, now this is from me, hopefully this is something they could build on going into next season. You got to give these young kids an opportunity to play. With the season how it is right now, we are literally 8, 9, 10 games out of the last wild card spot. I don't even want to look at it because it's so disgusting.
Yeah.
We have to do something here. And also, shout out to my guy Hilal from Backstage Baseball, who was in the chat as well. Salute, Hilal. But I'm happy to see Everson Pereira get this call up. I'm happy to see Oswald Peraza finally getting this call up. But it sucks because why did the front office have to wait so long to make these moves happen? TC, I'm going to start off with you.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it before. The organization still were holding out hope that this team was going to still make the wild card. A little over a month ago, they were probably 3-4 games out of the wild card. Still had a shot, but we all knew just the way the offense was going that they had no chance to make the postseason. It was a shot in the dark. So they had to keep the ticket sales up and not throw wave the white flag like you did a couple weeks ago. You were waving that flag around in the hotel room. So they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to say the season's over and have half the fans leave and not show up at the ballpark. So that's what they did. They did the same thing with Judge. They held out hope that he was coming back, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's nothing. He'll be back. He'll be back." They just string us along, give us the lies, gaslight us, whatever you want to call it. It's just, this should have happened a month ago with bringing some of these young kids up. You didn't need to bring them all up at once, one at a time. See how they did. We didn't have a left fielder. We still don't. Pereira is an actual outfielder now, so maybe we'll see something different out there. But Peraza, come on, this guy. I already said it before. He should have been up at the beginning of the season. I don't get it. I don't, Hector. I mean, what do you think?
I'm right there with you. It's a little bit too late right now. If you guys saw over the weekend, Greg Allen playing left field, he got scared of the ball, not knowing where the ball was going to land. It got scared and had to take a dive away. So we definitely need a left fielder. Everson Pereira, he has the ability to play all three outfield spots. He has the speed to play center field. The Yankees have been playing him in left field all season to get him ready to be at the big leagues playing left field. So I'm happy to see that he's up here. But like you said, it's a little bit too late. Let me highlight some of the chats before we continue. Shout out my guy, Yo Joe in the building. Up, Joe, how you doing? Good morning. Anna Marie LeBeau is in the building late, but I made the party. Howdy, y'all. Anna Marie, it's never late. As long as you're here, that's all that matters. My guy, L.I. Yankee King, the only troll in the Yankee universe we acknowledge is L.I. L.I. said, I said this on Tats Live last night. Make sure you guys go and check out the Pinstripe Chronicles After Dark with Uncle Tats.
Yes, sir.
But last night, this is the most important stretch in the Yankees GM Brian Cashman's career. Hal Steinbrenner's career as an owner, this will either put them in a rebuild or uplift them. And that's the thing right now. When it comes to what we are seeing with the Yankees, us Yankee fans, majority of us, this is untested waters. We've never been here before, right? We're under 500. They say they always point back to the 95 team and being worse than the. We're definitely worse than 95.
Oh no, this is not even close to 95. 95 team had some.
It's close to 92, 91, right? When you look at it, right?
9,
so like
90,
this is uncharted water for us Yankee fans. I was born in 89. I was able to enjoy 96, 98, 99, 2000. I didn't start fully getting
go through this.
I didn't go through any of this. I became fully invested in the team in 2004, and that's when the Yankees blew that 3-0 lead to the Red Sox.
Not a good year.
Right? Put that aside. The season that we're seeing right now, I'm a loss for words, right?
Yeah.
We came into the season thinking that we would have one of the best, if not the best, starting rotation in MLB. When you look at the possibilities of Garrett Cole, right? Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino, and Frankie Montas as your fifth starter in January and February. All of us fans, we thought this was going to be the best starting rotation we've ever seen watching the Yankees.
Yep, I did.
You can't predict injuries. You can't predict underperforming, right? You can understand when players don't perform like Josh Donaldson and you expect him to be better than what he was last year. You missed out on that. You swung and missed hard. You came into the season with no left fielder. Like I said this before, the Yankees on opening day, they played Oswald Cabrera in left field because they knew Yankee fans were going to boo Aaron Hicks. That's why Aaron Hicks was not a starter on opening. Yankee fans was booing Hicks in spring training. We was booing Aaron Hicks. So the Yankees knew.
Yeah.
And then Hal made that statement after re-signing Judge and after signing Carlos Rodon. We're not done. We're still waiting to see what you mean with we're not done. Before I let you go, TC, I want to shout out this super chat. My guy Acevedo with the $5 super chat. My guy not showing up to the games won't do much because they would still sell those tickets to corporations. But they care about the PR. Empty ballparks won't look good. Absolutely, Acevedo. And I'll tell you this right now. The Yankees said 41,000 people were at the stadium on Friday. Me and Pete, we were both at the stadium with Joe as well. You guys know Joe from the community. All three of us was in the stadium. There was not 41,000 people in that stadium.
Didn't you say they were turning out lights?
You had sections in the stadium that seats were empty. A bunch of seats, compiled, empty. And later on in the game, the Yankees turned the lights off so you can't see those sections being empty. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, it's it's a shame. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter. The fans, they're still going to show up. Even if they don't show up, they're still going to somehow get their money from, the networks and everything else. So protesting and not going to games isn't really going to do much. What is going to do a lot is what we're doing here, what Pete does, getting everybody fired up about the truth and what we need to do, because we know better than the organization. We've been saying all of this stuff way before they actually pulled the trigger. Bring up the kids. Yeah, a month later they do it. You know, go out and get a left fielder. They didn't do it. You know, we knew what we needed to do, and they didn't do it. And I think egg's on their face. Cashman's like, oh my God, I mean, these guys are right. And even listening to Michael Kay, I'm sorry, I used to like the guy. I can't take it anymore with him. You know, sticking by the organization and saying, you know, we sound like a fan. When, you know, that comment he made about, I think it was Rosenberg,
Peter
said
Rosenberg
something.
going back and forth. Yeah,
he said something, and oh, you sound like a fan. No, yeah, we know better. You know, you trying to put us down like we don't know anything about baseball. I'm sorry, but it's just, yeah, enough's enough, man.
What's funny is, and I can't find the audio video wise. I was listening to it live, but if you guys get a chance, go and check out the Michael Kay show from yesterday. He wasn't there. It was Alan Hahn and Bart Scott. They were filling in for Michael Kay and for Don LaGreca. So it was Peter Rosenberg, Alan Hahn, and Bart Scott filling in at that time. What was interesting is that Peter, who's a petty bastard, he pulled up an interview that Michael Kay had over the weekend, because Peter said, listen, that comment that Kay said, it made all the fans go online and come at Michael Kay. So over the weekend, Michael Kay was on a podcast. I don't know the name of the podcast or whatever. Go find the audio out there. And Michael Kay, I guess after the fans came at him, he started throwing dirt on Brian Cashman. He started throwing dirt. Finally, let me give him a round of applause. Finally started pointing fingers at Brian Cashman and said, listen, you're to blame for this, right? Now, granted, did he actually mean it? I don't know. Was it the fan base getting to him over the past couple of days that made him come out publicly and say and switch up his tune?
We're making noise.
So
we are making noise.
Like TC said, what we do over here, what Pete does over there at NYY Underground, shout out my brother Pete, what Uncle Tats and Mikey Mazza does, what Jason from 161 River Ave, shout out my guy Jason, wishing you nothing but a speedy recovery. Shout out to Derek as well from NYY Recap.
Joe
Shout
Caputo.
out to John Boy and Jake. Shout out to my guy Joe from The Shift, who also has a show on our channel. What we do, getting our voice out there, it matters. You guys in the chat, I say this all the time. This show wouldn't be what it is without you guys contributing in the chat.
That's right.
Shout out to Jay Boogie, who says, shout out to the chat and to the panel. Blessings, health, and happiness. What are we waiting on? Have we cleaned out Boone's locker and office yet? Jay Boogie, I am right there with you. Truth always is in the building. Shout out to Truth.
My God bless you, Truth.
My guy Yankee Farm is in the building. Salute, salute. And can't forget Ruben. NYY News and Don Sicario of NYY News and my guy Ruben as well. Can't forget you guys, because the movement you guys got over there is a strong movement as well. Shout out to my guys Don Sicario, Ruben, and Felix over there on NYY News. Make sure you guys follow them on all platforms, whether that be Twitter, whether that be YouTube,
don't forget Unpop,
whether that be Facebook, whatever. And I can't forget my guy Unpopular Opinion. Shout out to my guy Gio over there. Make sure you guys go and follow him. But we got one prospect.
That's the day before our event, right?
Yeah, that's the make it out to September 22nd for the Fire Brian Cashman Day.
I'll be there.
We'll talk about that. I was saving that for later.
Hector's my guy pick me up at the airport.
You absolutely right. That's what I do all the time. But there was one prospect that was left out of the call-ups, and all of us fans, we pointed it out. Austin Wells. Why isn't Austin Wells up here at the major league level?
Love that.
We got Ben Royback hitting 180. You got Austin Wells with this beautiful mustache. My guy Jimmy Randazzo on Twitter, he says, good morning. What else do the Yankees have to do to bring up Austin Wells and Everson Pereira? This was before the announcement happened. Do they have to get swept again? Which they did. Every Yankee fan in America knows the Yankees are done for the season. Why is the front office so blind? And this is another question. Yes, you brought up Everson Pereira. Yes, you brought up Oswald Peraza. But we got a big gaping hole at the catching position.
That's right.
Why isn't Austin Wells up here? Now, if you want to say his defense is not ready, his how he calls the game, it's not ready. Look at Ben Royback. Have you seen Garrett Cole wanting to beat up Ben Rohrback because he can't get his thing, he can't get his stuff together behind the plate?
Right.
Did you see the
It
whole
can't get worse,
debacle
right?
that happened with Johnny Brito and Ben Rohrback with the whole the headpiece malfunctioning and them not understanding on how to figure it out? Is my guy Pete right here, NYY Underground.
There
You
he
see that
is.
logo? You
How you
see
doing,
that
Pete?
logo?
Look at that.
Shout out my brother Pete
Fresh
in the building. Yoan Seco's in the building. Yoan, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. But go ahead, TC. I'll let you get on this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, Wells, you got to see what you have with this guy. I mean, come on, this guy's raking in AAA, in AA, everywhere he's been.
2 home runs, 7 RBIs the last game.
Yeah, what, he had a grand slam the other day. I mean, I mean, it can't get any worse. You got to see what you have. He's the future catcher. I mean, they have to. I mean, Rortvet, I thought had a chance, but it doesn't look, promising for him. I mean, we got a ton of catchers. At least give Wells the first chance, for next year. I mean, if he can't catch, you can put him at first base. I mean, they might move on from Rizzo. So there's places to put Wells. If he can hit, he's a left-handed bat. We need left-handed bats in this lineup. It can't get any worse. I mean, you got to see what you have. I mean, these fans come out and see a dead ball team, and if you bring these guys up, they're going to bring a whole different dynamic to this team. I mean, they did it in 2016 when they brought up the kids, and it was the same effect. I mean, they can have the same effect. It's you got to do something different, and they're out of it. They really are. I mean, do you see them making a run at a wild card this far into the season?
No. I said before the series with the Red Sox, right? In order for the Yankees to get to 90 wins, they will have to go 38-11. I mean, 32-11 down the stretch. That was before they got swept by the Red Sox. That ain't happening. You will have to win every game and go perfect down the stretch in order for you to get to 90 wins. And the only reason why I keep emphasizing on 90 wins is because when you look at the wild card standings from last year, 88 wins got you the 3rd spot. So I'm just saying 90 wins to feel comfortable for that 3rd spot, you will have to go perfect down the stretch. You can only lose 6 to 7 games down the stretch. That's not happening with this team that we got. That's definitely not happening with this bunch that we got.
I got something for you. So let's just hypothetically say they bring up the kids, right? They brought up Peraza, Pereira. Say they bring up Wells, maybe bring up somebody else. Say they do go on a run and win 15 out of 20. How is that going to look on this organization that you waited this long to make this change? I mean, do you think they're going to, what stance do you think they're going to take on that? How are they going
to? Now, this is where I take my Yankee goggles off, right, as a fan. Because, yes, we're calling up the young kids, and we keep asking, why is the front office not calling up this prospect? Why is the front office not calling up this prospect? Last year, when you looked at our farm system, when it comes to the New York Yankees, hold on, let me shout out Patrick Sinclair's in the building. My guy, Pat, how you doing? Also, we got 67 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button, it just went up to 71, so smack that like button. So we keep asking, why is the front office not doing this? Why is the front office not calling up this prospect? Why isn't this kid getting a shot, et cetera, et cetera? When you look at our farm system from last year, the New York Yankees, when Volpe was in the minor league system, we had a top 10 farm system in Major League Baseball, right? Coming into this season, no Anthony Volpe, our farm system ranked 13th in all of Major League Baseball, right? After MLB Pipeline came out and reassessed prospects and put out their new list, our prospect fell. We went from 13th all the way to 22nd. We went from having 2 to 3 top 50 prospects to having Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, and our prospects out of the top 50. Yes, we have 7 top 100 prospects, but we have 0 top 50 prospects. Now, the only thing that I can think the front office, why they're hesitant, is I don't think the front office have they have enough faith in these young kids. I just laid it out for you. We was top 10 last year. We was 13th going into this season. When they was re-ranked, we are 22nd in all of Major League Baseball. So the only logical answer that makes sense is that the front office, they don't have faith in these prospects. And if that's the case, if this front office doesn't have faith in any of these prospects, Brian Cashman, you may be kissing your job goodbye. Point blank. Go ahead, TC.
But is it the faith in the prospects, or is it the development of the prospects? They don't know how to develop these kids.
You and Hit, y'all messaging each other? Y'all messaging each other?
I didn't even see that.
Go ahead, TC. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this on a couple other episodes. They don't develop their prospects. I'd rather them trade their prospects and get someone else's prospects from another team, or sell some of their free agents and get the prospects, because they end up a lot better. Because the development, the scouting, I think it needs to be revamped in the whole organization. I'm not sure they know what they're doing. I mean, they teach. Look at the pro team. Look at the Yankees. Look at their hitting. It's trickled down into single A, double A, triple A. They're all performing the same low batting averages, trying for home runs, launch angle, exit velocity. It's just not the right.
This has been so bad, Ronald. I can't wait for the Knicks to come back. That's how bad the Yankees have been.
Sad,
and as a Knicks
sad
fan, I'm gonna tell you this right now. As a Knicks fan, right? The one thing that the Knicks did over these past 20 seasons, even though they've been horrible, we had a few seasons with Melo that was good, copy cool. They were still able to sell out the Garden. The Garden was always sold out every night. Now, if that happens with the Yankees, things aren't going to change. If 41,000 or 40,000 people keep coming to that building every day, you think Hal Steinbrenner is going to switch it up? Absolutely not. He ain't going to switch it up.
But do you think he's happy with the record they have? I mean, do you think he's embarrassed? How
happy about the money, bro? He's at. We'll get into it later on, because I know there was a closed meeting and stuff like that. We'll get into that later on, but let's talk about the direction for the rest of this season, right? Shout out to my guy Derek from NYY Recaps, who says there is almost a quarter of the baseball season remaining, 38 games. The Yankees are not only out of it, they're embarrassingly bad. Give us something to watch. Call up these young kids. Absolutely. Max Goodman on Twitter as well said, all of a sudden, the last 6 weeks of this season, it feels more important for the Yankees. Everson Pereira has a chance to secure the starting job for 2024. Oswald Peraza can show he actually belongs at the major league level with consistent playing time. And let's see what Austin Wells, what he can do as well. Now, according to the reports, and Max Goodman, I wasn't able to put his next tweet as well, but according to the reports is when these young kids come up, they're going to get playing time, regular playing time for the rest of the season. So DJ LeMay, who we saw left the game for injury, he may be on the IL or going to the IL if he's not already on the IL.
Put everybody
so a lot of these
IL.
guys that are at this point, rest Aaron Judge for the rest of the season. Because if we're going to just play the young kids and not try to get to the postseason, why are we playing Judge, risking a further injury? Rest him, let him rehab, and let him come back better for 2024. Now, before I throw it over to you, TC, shout out to my guy Ruben with the $10 super chat. Hopefully, Austin Wells continues his offensive uptrend in AAA. I can see him be a September call-up when the rosters expand to 28. Rodon even raved about Wells earlier in the season, talking about Rodon. Yes, absolutely. I got it afterwards, Ruben. Trust me.
We got it.
But go ahead, TC. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on those two tweets and what our guy Ruben was talking about in the chat?
Yeah, shout out to Derek from Recaps. Yeah, he's right on. I mean, it's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. We've been saying this all along. You got to bring up the kids, got to bring up, some excitement. And yeah, Peraza, it could be the future for left field. I mean, Dominguez is right there too. He got called up to AAA, but let's give Pereira a chance. And Peraza, I don't think he needs to show anything. He's already proven he should have been here a long time ago. And I think he should be the shortstop, but that's another conversation about what Volpe and what they did there, and he's the golden child or whatever. But that's so we need something. We need something to rally around and at least to keep our interest to watch these games, because it is. I mean, again, shout out to Pete for putting up with watching these horrible games.
Yeah,
gotta give Pete the credit, bro. Single one of these.
You gotta call every one of these travesties, bro.
Yeah, and 3-hour games or whatever. I mean, it's just to watch this team day in day out find a way to lose. It's sad. It's that last game with the play at the plate and they just blew the game. I mean, it's just. It's hard. It's just very hard to watch, and bringing these kids up will give. I mean, I'm excited to see it. I'll actually start watching. I didn't watch for like a whole week. I was on vacation, but
yeah,
this will give me something to look forward to, and I can't wait. I can love to see these guys.
I can tell you one thing, TC.
Yeah,
you ain't miss a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I hear. I hear from my brother. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. They keep me updated, so I was like, I'm good. I'm glad I didn't watch this.
Exactly. Let me highlight a few of the chats before you continue on with the conversation. My guy Patrick says Yankees literally the last team to call up their kids. Cashman is not a modern day GM.
Why?
And that is what was so upsetting. Over the weekend, every other team was calling up their top prospects, but not the New York Yankees for some odd reason. Even teams that are competing for a playoff spot were calling up their top prospects and giving them an opportunity over the weekend. But like Patrick Sinclair says, for some reason, Brian Cashman, he says, no, I ain't going to do that. Damian Serrano, who says, I said this on All Rise yesterday. Make sure you guys go watch All Rise over on NYY Underground. The Yankees are ruining the young careers with their BS metrics. 100% spot on with that. You guys heard. Right. Shout out to our friends over on Foul Territory, Scott Braun, Eric Kratz, and AJ Pazinski over there, and Adam Jones, and having on Ben Ruda, a former Yankee prospect, to talk about the Yankees development and the minor league system. And shout out to my brother Pete also, because this is something Pete and I was talking about. AJ, my guy AJ out there. You and Pete was going back and forth at the All-Star break, talking about the Yankees not being relevant, but still being a topic. Listen, over there at Foul Territory, when you look at your last 20 to 30 videos you guys put out, how many of those videos was about the Yankee, AJ? All right, AJ? No one's talking about the White Sox. It's all fun and love. It's all love. But
there was so many people on the chat when the Yankees, we were talking Yankees with Pete, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone.
Exactly. Hold on, I want to bring something else because I know my guy Sean Brown has said it in the chat, and I wanted to talk about it as well. No one in the front office is saying the buck stops here. Absolutely, Sean. And I'm going to remove this real quick so we can have this conversation. Because shout out to my guy, Keith McPherson, who was on the channel once and who has a show on WFAN, good friend of the show. Make sure you guys go and listen to him every night. He does the AM spot, the overnight spot, the late night to the overnight. But Keith said it yesterday. When you work at a restaurant, right? The restaurant's condition, whether the food is bad, whether it's cleaner, it falls on management, right? I worked in so many restaurants. Correct. I worked in Lombardi's growing up. I worked in Dos Caminos. I worked at Blockhead's, Benny Burritos, right? When it comes to those three restaurants, Blockhead, Mother Burger, Benny Burrito, they were all owned by the same company, right? But the reason why Blockhead's failed was because of the management. Blockheads is no more in New York City, right? It closed down for the pandemic, but it was already going to close down because of the bad management from the district manager, the person who oversaw everything. The reason why forks and knives were dirty and tables were dirty was not just the workers, it was the management that sets the tone. If you come into a restaurant, TC, and if I'm the manager, if I don't set a tone of this is the work ethic, this is your checklist, this is what you're supposed to check out, you're not going to care. You're there getting a paycheck and you're going home at the end of the day. And that's what it feels like watching these Yankees. When it comes to a management perspective, they're just there, not doing anything, and the players are just collecting a paycheck, TC.
Yeah, the employees do. They reflect the management. And if you see they're respectful and they're clean, and then the management cares. If it's the opposite, if it's dirty and nobody cares. The food's terrible, the management's bad. But the difference here is the Yankees are still making money. even though the product is bad on the field. That's the difference. They're still making money. Still, people are coming to the games regardless. They don't care. The management doesn't care if they're winning or not. And that's the problem with Hal versus George. George cared. George made moves. He didn't want to be embarrassed. Hal just sees the money and says, something will happen. Just, it doesn't work that way. And it's too bad. I wish it was actually run like a restaurant where they're the product is terrible. So they fall and they have to rebuild or do something. And this, it doesn't happen here. Unfortunately.
I want to point something out, my guy L.I. Yankee King. Hector, I didn't hear your opinion on Evan Roberts from WFAN suggesting to trade Garrett Cole. Now, this came out last week, right? You remember our trade deadline special that we did, TC?
Yeah.
You remember when I was reporting that Yankee fans on Twitter was saying that we should trade Garrett Cole? You know what was odd about that time is that Evan Roberts was on vacation from WFAN. Now, I'm not saying that Evan Roberts listens to me. I'm a no one on YouTube, right? But what I am going to say is that
you're somebody to me,
topic. And you're someone to me. Or I'm someone to someone else as well.
Yes,
also.
you are.
And you're someone to me special, TC. But no, when I brought it up, Scott Braun immediately shot me down. And he said, that sounds like some idiot from WFAN would just make it up. And if you guys don't know, Scott and Evan Roberts, they have a back and forth that's been going on for this entire season. So it's funny that I brought it up. And Scott said, well, that sounds like some idiot from WFAN who just makes stuff up. And then a week and a half later, Evan Roberts says the same thing on WFAN. So that was just a bit funny to me. When it comes to it, no, I don't think the Yankees should even entertain trading Garrett Cole. I know he has an opt-out, right? And I know that if we want to get as many prospects as we can, we trade our big piece, and that's Garrett Cole. No. When you look at Garrett Cole over the past 20 to 30 years, right? Even if you want to go look back further to Catfish Hunter, name me another starting pitcher that's had the season or a better season that Garrett Cole is having this year. When we got CC Sabathia, I love CC. I love CC. No, that the Yankees acquired via free agency or trading. Ron Guidry was from the system.
Right.
So when you look at Garrett, I love CC Sabathia. Don't get me wrong. He won 18 games a few times with the Yankees. His best season that he had when it comes to his ERA and his hits and his opponent batting average and all the metrics, it's not even close to what Garrett Cole is doing this season. Garrett Cole is leading innings pitched. Garrett Cole is leading against batting average against him. Garrett Cole is leading in almost all the top pitching categories that you could lead in. We're not going to trade Garrett Cole, who has been our best starting pitcher that we acquired via free agency or trading for a pitcher over the past 20 to 30 years. We're not getting rid of Garrett Cole. It makes no sense to me.
No.
Before I let you go, TC, I just want to highlight Uncle Tats super chat real quick. Thank you, Uncle Tats, for the $9.99 super chat.
Thank you,
How
Tats.
and the ownership group need to fall on their sword and admit it isn't working and clean house. Tats, I'm right there with you. Go ahead, TC.
Well, when it comes to the Cole thing, I think it might have been them speaking, the fans or whoever, Evan, or speaking as if he was Garrett Cole and being frustrated with this, the direction of this team and thinking, yeah, maybe I need to go to management and ask for a trade or ask for an opt-out. Or, I mean, honestly, if that was me and I was pitching my ass off and my team is doing what they're doing, I'd be a little frustrated. I'd be in that clubhouse saying, thinking, I'm about this close to going up top and saying, get me out of here. Cause they're not seeing these players, Cole and Judge, they're not seeing any hope, any movement. They have the same lineup, same guys coming in and out, and the offense sucks. So what does that show you? Oh, they don't care. So it's time to move on. But Cole is having a great season. It's too bad. They wasted the whole season. It sucks. It does.
Yeah. And like Frank Rivera in the chat. Oh, before I do that, my brother Ruben with the $10 super chat.
Thank you, Ruben.
Opt-out gets voided based on the clause that says if they add the 10th year at $36 million. Given the market on starting pitching, they won't let him go. Also, trade requests don't work in MLB. Look at Reynolds. No, 100%, Ruben. I'm right there with you. But when you look at, hold on one second, because there was one in the chat, right? To Frank Rivera's point and to piggyback what Ruben was just talking about in the chat. And Ruben, let me get your take on this as well. Even if the Yankees were to trade Garrett Cole, right, and you get some prospects back in return, top prospect, how long is it going to take for those prospects to get to the major leagues? Yeah, we're going to have to wait 2 to 3 to 4 seasons for them to get to the major leagues and be ready. Yeah. By the time that happens, Aaron Judge is a full-time DH. You're just wasting Judge. You're just wasting Garrett Cole away. Carlos Rodon, that's another issue for another day.
There's other things they can do besides trading Cole. There's so many other options. Cole and Judge are that should be not even talked about. But
we're just a few tweaks away from fixing it. We're just a few tweaks away. That's why I'm saying, even though our prospects, right, the system, we fell down to 22nd. We was 13th. Like I said, we're 22nd now. Brian Cashman has to hope that our next group of prospects, they all hit. They all hit because they are young prospects that are paid cheap, and then you could invest your money into the starting rotation and into the bullpen, which you need to do. You gotta hope that this next group of prospects, they hit. Jason Dominguez can't be Clint Frazier. Austin Wells can't be Miguel Andujar. Everson Pereira, he can't be enter whatever name you want to throw in there. Esteban Florial. Right? Aaron Hicks. He can't be that. We need these prospects to hit, and they need to hit in a big way. My guy Ruben says exactly. True. Our main prospects are now in AAA and AA. MLB Pipeline's evaluation of our prospects is trash. Baseball America ranks us much more accurate.
They're overhyped. Yankees prospects are overhyped. They are.
But there's something that came out over the weekend, right? And this is from John Heyman. If you guys can, make sure you guys check out John Heyman's article on Brian Cashman. It literally just came out over the weekend. My guy Seven in the building. Seven, how you doing? If Judge and Cole stay with the Yankees, they might join Mattingly on the list of great Yankees that never play in a World Series game. And that is so heartbreaking, bro. Yeah. I do not want to see that happen whatsoever. Hold on 1 second. I know I got another thing in the chat that I wanted to bring up. My guy Hector Cruz. Shout out to Hector Cruz. Yankees need to go big at the winter meetings and remake the B-level talent on this team. Bro, we'll get to that, Hector, because John Heyman, he got 6 moves that Brian Cashman made over the past 5 to 6 seasons. It's just 5 to 6 seasons that set the Yankees up to where we are at right now. This is not a rank of them. We're not ranking them. We're just talking about the moves. So the first move, Yankees acquiring Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino for 5 young players / prospects. Frankie Montas hasn't pitched this year for the Yankees. Lou Trevino as well hasn't pitched this year for the Yankees. When we got them last year, Frankie Montas, he was hurt. He had a shoulder issue. Lou Trevino was one of our better arms coming out of the bullpen, but he blew up in the postseason. So there goes that with Lou Trevino. Yeah. The Yankees trading 4 prospects to the Texas Rangers for Joey Gallo. One of those prospects being Ezekiel Duran, another one being a third baseman who's a switch hitter, but his last name is Smith. We can actually use Ezekiel Duran because what don't we have this year, TC? What position were we missing the most?
No left fielder.
No left fielder. What position does Ezekiel Duran play for the Texas Rangers?
Left field.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure we both on the same page with that one, right?
I'm there.
So the third move that John Heyman put there is the Yankees acquiring Josh Donaldson, IKF, and Ben Royback for Gio and Gary Sanchez. That may go down as one of the worst trades in Brian Cashman's career. Not because Gio and Gary Sanchez became all-stars with the Minnesota Twins, but because you took on a Twins bad contract and you freed up money so they could sign Carlos Correa. Yes, Carlos Correa hasn't been the best player in Major League Baseball or the best version of themselves, but you still took their bad contract so they could sign a superstar.
And you never know what he could have did on the Yankees, though. That's what
exactly. You never know. And this lineup,
with Judge in the lineup, that's it.
Then over this offseason, the Yankees signed Carlos Rodon to a 6-year, $162 million contract. Now, it may be too early to judge this deal, but I'm looking at it right now. Rodon has an ERA over 7. He's supposed to start this week. Let's see what happens.
Bust so
now,
far.
The last two moves, I combined them. Brian Cashman extending Luis Severino 4 years, $40 million. And then extending Aaron Hicks 7 years, $70 million. I put those both moves together because yes, Severino, injuries happen. But ever since he signed that contract extension, he never made more than 20 starts a season. That's just proof. As much as we love our prospects and want to see our prospects turn into something special, it didn't happen with Luis Severino. And I don't think Luis Severino will come back to the Yankees after this season. If he moves on, hopefully Luis Severino can figure it out someplace else. Like I said, I most likely see him going to San Diego and probably him figuring it out there in San Diego. What's your thoughts on those moves that I named right there before I bring up the last one and the one that I think is the most egregious out of all of them? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They've all pretty much fizzled out. They were bad trades. That Donaldson deal, that might be the worst. Montas is right there, but a lot of those kids that we traded away, they haven't really done much. So other than Duran, we could have used him, but seeing the last two with Severino and Hicks, those guys they had some promise. I didn't foresee Aaron Hicks going down the tubes like he has. I mean, that guy was a 30-30 guy. I mean, he had potential. When he was coming up, great center fielder, great arm. I mean, he hit all over, and to see him fall from grace as fast as he did, and the same thing with Severino. He looked like the next Pedro out there. I mean, he was phenomenal for 16, 17, and then just couldn't put it together anymore and was out. I mean, it's too bad for those deals, but we need to get Cashman away from making the deals. We need to remove him from that because every deal he seems to make, big free agent signings like that, it just don't work. It doesn't work out. He might be able to take the the dumpster diving guys and turn them into something a little like Clay Holmes and Jose Trevino. That's it. Other than those two, these other, when he's going out there and making these big deals, it's terrible. He tries to overthink it, and he thinks he knows better than us or better than other GMs, and he's smarter. No, we got to remove him from that position. Either put in Omar Minaya or Brian Sabian, somebody else, Hal's daughter, somebody. I mean, George's daughter. Somebody else needs to come in and start making the moves because Cashman's moves are just horrendous.
Now I understand, right? Because Steve in the chat, Crackle Nuts as well. Steve says, to be fair, we always are asking the Yankees to sign young players to extensions. Hicks and Sevy showed they might be real deals prior to the extensions, which I'm not in disagreement of. I'm not in disagreement of what Steve says, of what my guy Hit says, or what Crackle Nuts says when he says Hector Sevy wasn't a bad deal. We signed him while he was still good, but then he got hurt afterwards. I'm not disagreeing on that. I'm just saying what John Heyman is saying as moves that set the Yankees back. Like Ruben said, everyone loved Sevy's deal. I loved it as well. Injuries were unfortunate. It makes me sad. But the thing is, with Hicks, he had only one season when he played over 135 games. And that's the issue that I think me and Ruben are both on the same page.
So 7
like
years
Steve
was too
says, long. At the time, right? It didn't seem like a bad move. When they extended Aaron Hicks, I thought, oh my God, this is a good move. I would have rather seen Hicks have 2 seasons of consistent play before giving him that extension. Is that fair for me to ask?
Fair, very fair.
That's fair. I think that's pretty fair for me to ask. But when it comes down to it, John Heyman is just pointing out moves that he thinks set the Yankees back. What I think set the Yankees back the most is not any of those moves that I just listed. I think the Yankees trading for Giancarlo Stanton, bringing on that massive contract, clogging up our DH spot for the next 5, 6, 7 years, however you want to put it. I think that's what set us back the most. Because when we traded for Giancarlo Stanton, it was a reactionary move because Shohei turned us down. We weren't able to sign Bryce Harper. We weren't able to sign Manny Machado. And
Bryce
Bryce
Harper
Harper,
nice.
he was on a podcast over the weekend, and he said, look, Jig is in the chat. Bryce Harper over the weekend said the Yankees didn't even have a conversation with him. This is Bryce Harper out of Bryce Harper's mouth saying that he told his agent at the time to reach out to the Yankees for a conversation, and the Yankees turned them away and said, no, we don't even want to come to dinner with you. And that's why I think the Giancarlo Stanton move hurt us more than any of the moves that John Heyman listed right
And we already had Judge. So, yeah.
Shout out to Richie Martinez in the chat as well. We got 80 people in the building. So if you guys can, please smack that like button. Also, if you are watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We are sitting at 1,357 subscribers. We are trying to get to 2,000. So if you guys can, help us out by smacking that sub button. My man Ruben said, facts, Hector. That's exactly what set us back. And not making the move on Harper, Machado, Seager, and or Freeman using Stanton as an excuse was ridiculous to begin with. Absolutely. And also, I know a lot of people may feel 50-50 when it comes to this. But I honestly think we should have let DJ LeMahieu walk to the Blue Jays. He was about to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays, but Brian Cashman matched that offer. We should have let DJ LeMahieu. Well, he had 2 to 3 amazing seasons with us. I'm not going to take that away. Batting title and everything. I'm not going to take any of that away.
Right.
But after signing that extension, he's been a total opposite. He's been a shell of his former self. If we would have let him go into free agency, attach that qualifying offer to DJ LeMahieu, him sign with the Toronto Blue Jays, we get a draft pick back, and now the Toronto Blue Jays, our division rival, are stuck with him and that contract.
Yeah, but again, we wouldn't have foreseen this drop off from DJ. I mean, the guy's a 300 hitter. We would. It's a shame that all of them. I mean, you named all the. We got Rizzo and LeMahieu and Donaldson, and the name just keep going on and on. They've all had their worst seasons. We didn't see this coming. We saw hope. We saw we got Rodon, we got our pitching rotation set. We got pretty much the same offense, which we knew needed upgrades, but we didn't think that this would fall off so bad. So it's just unfortunate.
We didn't foresee DJ's fall off when it comes to his stats, but what we did see, DJ was 32. True. What we did see the offseason where we extended him, he had surgery. So we knew that.
Yeah.
When A-Rod
these guys aren't the same after that.
When A-Rod's career started going down, when he started losing power, was because he had hip surgery. What did DJ LeMahieu have? Hip surgery. Mm-hmm. When you're a baseball player and you have hip surgery, your baseball career ain't going to be the same as what it once was.
Yeah.
So we knew DJ LeMahieu was going to have hip surgery. We knew DJ LeMahieu was 32, turning 33.
Right.
We didn't have the hindsight to realize we see all the red flags. Let's let him walk away. We was just in love with the fact that DJ LeMahieu won a batting title. He hit well over 300. He was able to play every position with us. Like I said, I love that signing when we first did it. It's the contract extension afterwards that I have an issue with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. It's just time. It's just time to get younger now. It is.
That's it.
We see it. See it. The writing's on the wall. We got to get younger. We got to get athletic. Mm-hmm. We got to catch up to these other teams in our division. I mean, the Orioles, Tampa Bay, around baseball, the Braves, Rangers, they're all getting younger, and they're just exciting. And
I have a fun stat to throw your way. But before I throw it, the Yankees, they have played 23 games on Sundays. What do you think their record is playing on Sundays this season? Before you answer, people in the chat, let us know. What do you think the Yankees has played 23 games so far on Sundays. What do you guys think the Yankees record is when it comes to playing on Sundays? And shout out to my guy, Mike Rotondo, who's in the chat. I will be honest right now. I don't care who we get rid of. It's that bad. This is the worst hitting team I've seen from any Yankee team since the dog days of the 80s. Yeah. It's that bad. I'm right there with you. Aiden as well. Shout out to Aiden in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We got 82 people in the building. Smack that like button. What do you think the record is when it comes to the Yankees playing on Sundays?
Just a guess, 6-17.
That's exactly what that record is. You're lying. You looked in your phone. You looked in your phone. You looked in your phone. You looked in your phone.
I see your Twitter post.
Oh, you saw my Twitter post. That's what it was.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, I forgot.
come
I put it
on
on Twitter as well. So
I
people
saw
won't follow me on Twitter.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought it was smart.
But Allen was 5-18. He was very close. He was close.
Yeah.
7-16, almost close. But no, the New York Yankees this season are 6-17 when it comes to playing on Sundays. The last game that they won on a Sunday was July 23rd against the Royals. Before that, the last game was June 25th against the Rangers. But no, TC, this offseason is going to be pivotal for the Yankees because contracts, you're going to have to eat some contracts. You're going to have to eat some money. Now we're going to get to that conversation that I was hinting at you guys when it comes to the Yankees and their finances. This offseason, and this is a fair warning, if I get kidnapped or I go missing, this is why I go missing, because of what I'm about to say right now. This offseason, Hal Steinbrenner cannot operate like the Yankees or the Oakland Athletics, because the New York Yankees are not the Oakland Athletics. We are the New York Yankees. We are the second wealthiest franchise in all of Northern American professional sports behind the Dallas Cowboys. This is what I want to get to your head, to everyone out there. For people that says, oh, well, they just can't spend money. It's not an endless pit of money. I'm going to put these numbers out there, and I want you guys to have that same energy after I put it out there. So for the 2022 season, the Yankees averaged 40,207 people per game. This year in 2023, they averaged 41,000. So more people this season is going to the stadium than last year when Aaron Judge was chasing that 61 home run record, right? Just put that in your head. If you take that 40,207 people per game and times that by 81, you got 3,256,767 people who went to the Yankees last year. If those 3 million people spent $80 at Yankee Stadium on food and beverages, the Yankees alone, this is all guess estimations, the Yankees alone made over $260,541,360 in food and beverage alone from the 2022 season. The average ticket price for a Yankee game is $163.57. You times that by the attendance from last year, you get $532,709,378 from food and beverages and from tickets alone. That's a total of $793,250,738 from food and beverages and ticket prices. The Yankees payroll with luxury tax and everything is $322,076,945 You minus that from food and beverage and tickets, you're left with $471,173,793. Page continues. The Yes Network, right, from 2022 had a profit margin of $55.5 million. Now, this is per Zipper's data science when looking across advertising and everything like that. Yankees merchandising alone, from jersey sales and from hats is $485 million. You combine that and the Yes Network with what I said before, after the Yankees payroll is paid for the players, luxury tax, penalties, and everything, the Yankees are left with over $1 billion in what they made in the 2022 season. $1 billion.
Insane.
Now,
and they're pinching
all
pennies.
of this information is all you could look it up on Google, you could look on the internet. I can source everything for everybody afterwards. I'll do that, right? If you guys want me to, I'll do that. But what you guys have to understand, the New York Yankees, the team, it's a publicly traded organization, all of this information is publicly out there for us to look up. What is not publicly available for us to look up is the Yankees Global Enterprise LLC profit margins, because that company is privately traded. That is the umbrella company that owns the Yes Network, the New York Yankees, AC Milan, FC Milan, and all of that, right? Wow. So the Yankees Global Enterprise, which is the main umbrella, is privately traded. You can't find any of those numbers, but everything else is publicly traded and you can find it. So when you look up the Yankees, how much money did the Yankees make, operating costs and operating profits, it's what is left over after the bills are paid. So you guys just heard me read off of everything like that. I just read off of merchandise, Yes Network, ticket sales, food and beverages, right? I just read off of that. Now, when you look up the Yankees operating income after bills is paid and everything, the Yankees said they've only made $16 million.
Sure.
Now, the Yankees, if you look at their red and black numbers since 2011, the Yankees have been reporting they've been operating in the black, which is negative profits since 2011. Any of us fans here, do you believe that the Yankees have been operating in a negative since 2011? The first time that they've been operating in the red was last year.
Never.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. Also, you guys in the chat, also, this is all corporate BS bullshit. You know Uber, the company Uber, right? Do you know that they've been reporting in the black since 2009, that they haven't made not one profit? Do you believe that?
No.
Do you know why? You know why I don't believe that?
How would they still be around?
Because the CEO still gets paid his salary. The CFO still gets paid his salary. So I bring this up. So even if the Yankees were operating in the black, negative profits, Randy Levine, his salary is still paid.
Yep.
Hal Steinbrenner, salary as the CEO of the Yankees, he still gets paid. Right?
Stockholders.
Everybody, stockholders, they still get paid. They still get bonuses. Right? So what I'm saying with this is that Hal Steinbrenner, enough is enough. No more operating like you are the Oakland A's. Right. No more operating that you are the bottom of the barrel and you can't pay X, Y, and a third. If you have to eat some contracts to get off of some players, you do it this offseason. Enough is enough. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, and I think you left out Apple. You left out all the other MLB stuff that they got going on.
And the reason why I can't get that is because all of that falls under the Yankees Enterprise, Global Enterprise LLC. That's all attached to that. I can't get any of that information.
Yeah, and the parking and the advertising now with the Star Insurance, and I'm sure they have all other advertising, going on, especially all in the stadium.
Yes, that's with ticket prices. I just run through all of it. That's with ticket prices, merchandises, food and beverages. Now, granted, the food and beverages one, that's just a guesstimation, right? But I'm not including
it's a good estimate.
The $47 you got to pay for parking. I'm not including that.
Yep.
That's a parking lot that could fit over 2,000 cars. I'm not including 47 times 2,000 into that as well.
Right. No, yeah. Don't let them BS you. I mean, this is a $16 million. Come on. You got to be kidding me. They make that in a day at the stadium. I mean, come on.
You got
it's sad that they hide that.
That's
Star Insurance.
$25 million over the next how many years?
That's 25 right there. So don't give us that baloney. It's sad that they got to do that.
I appreciate you, Truth, always.
Yeah, Truth.
I appreciate you, Truth, always. Again, like I said, if anyone else is out there that has any information or any sources that disputes what I'm saying, bring them to me. I'll sit down. I'll go through them. I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong or if I was wrong. So if there's someone out there that's more of an expert to this stuff than I am, sit down, come on the show. We can have a conversation. Everybody knows, you guys in the chat, TC knows that we built this platform to be an open conversation and an open door policy. We don't turn away no one from this channel.
If we're wrong, we'll admit it.
And if we're wrong, we'll admit it. That will be the first ones to admit it. But one thing people got to know is, and I've seen it in the comment section, some people talking about different people on the show. Everyone is welcome to give their opinion here. If I don't agree with it, If TC don't agree with it, if you guys in the chat don't agree with it, that's cool. But everyone is welcome. We don't stop anybody for giving their opinion on their team that they root for. Point blank, period.
Yeah, and Fridays you get your chance. So come on and voice your opinion. So, but so did you incorporate the taxes in this though, or the taxes? The taxes are they saying that they got to pay like 800 million in taxes that's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you have over $1 billion left after you paid the player's salary, there's nowhere in the world that you can tell me that over $500 million is going towards taxes. Over $500 million is going towards marketing. I don't see that as a reality.
They're laundering money somewhere. They're hiding it.
Shout out to my guy 19 Comment NYC.
Hal's got it in his yacht somewhere, I think, hiding.
And also, if you want to fall down that rabbit hole, when you look at Yankees Enterprise LLC and the people who are listed as ownership in that, it's Hal Steinbrenner. It's a man by the name of Lester Crown. Lester Crown is someone who is a Chicago financier. He has ownership in the Chicago Bulls. He has ownership in a ton of realty companies in New York City and Chicago. We all know how those people who own New York City realty companies in Chicago and New York gets down. That's one. Donald B. Marone, who passed away and left it on to his kids, he as well is someone that comes from the realty industry, and you can keep on going on with what I just said. And also Jerry Spire is someone that comes from the realty industry. So it's a lot of people that does a lot of realty stuff that own part of the Yankees. And we know a good way to clean some money or a good way to hide some money is being in the realty industry.
Yeah. No, they're doing it. They you know, those big businessmen, they know where to put their money.
And like Comment said, heck, they just made millions off that hip hop 50th anniversary at the stadium.
True. Very true. And I'm sure there's Hector left out some other stuff that we didn't, we didn't get to. And that's more millions and millions. So yeah, don't let them fool you.
We got a new subscriber, BK Football.
All right, BK
he
Football.
Said new subscriber, loving the content. Fire Cashman, Fire Brian, Terrible Cashman, BK. Yep. Welcome to the familiar. You guys know what we do in the chat. Welcome BK to the Morning Brew familiar. Welcome to the squad, my guys. Salute, salute, salute. L.I. Yankee King says, oh, wait, Hector, TC, I thought admitting you were wrong was illegal. That's why Brian Cashman. That's what Brian Cashman told me. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. Look at truth always. That's why I appreciate this show. Truth over nonsense. That's a fact. That's how we want to give it to you, baby.
Truth.
Cracklenut says they stopped me from giving an opinion. I just don't know why guys Hector hates me. No, I never hate you, Cracklenuts. What are you talking about, my guy?
Who hates?
What are you talking about? No one hates you, Cracklenuts. Come on, my guy. I gotta get Cracklenuts on an open panel. Cracklenuts, one of these Fridays, you gotta come on an open panel, my guy. Samantha,
I want to see some new blood on Friday.
It's fishy, but I'm just throwing it out there. They definitely are in the red. Oh, absolutely, Samantha. Absolutely. There's no, I mean, no. This is what you got to know.
They are in the red.
It's the other way. Yeah, they are definitely in the red. When you're in the red, you're in profits. You're on a profit margin. When you're in the black, you're in the negative. So they definitely are in the red, Samantha, when it comes to how they're operating. Let's see. Samantha says they are hiding money. However, you would be surprised what is left over after the bills are paid. Most stores make about 10 cents on the average. So when you buy a shirt at Target for $10, Samantha, I see what you're saying on that, but you got to understand, Target, Walmart, and all these other companies, they have brands that they own that they sell inside of Target and Walmart. Like, you ever seen Goodwill is a t-shirt? I actually have one of the t-shirts on right now. That's the clothing brand that Target owns. So you'll have different clothing brands that's marked up as a higher price, but the Target brand is always marked at a lower price to get people to buy the Target brand instead of the other brand.
Yeah, I think Steve put it: black is profit, red is negative. That's what I've always thought, and I think that is. I think that is.
No, hold on. Let me look at it right now.
I think that is right. Red is negative. Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's okay. We can admit if we're wrong. You know, hey, we'll look it up.
Red is positive. Black is negative.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm literally looking at it.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
I'm gonna share my screen right now. Hold on, sharing the screen.
Okay.
Sharing the screen.
Okay.
Okay. Sharing the screen. Okay. Oh, for some reason, it's not letting me share the screen. Okay.
Is Jigga back there messing around?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, there it is. You see, according to HondaGrand.com, red is positive and black is negative. Here's the correct order for your your jumper cables. That was the wrong thing. See, black is negative, red is positive. That's why it's called Black Fridays. Facts. But no, we got a game tonight. Yankees play. Who they played tonight, bro? Who they played tonight?
Is it Washington?
The Washington Nationals. The Washington Nationals, who have, I think they have a 17-6 record or 16.
They're closer to the wild card than we are, I think now.
They definitely are closer to the wild card than we at.
Sad. Very sad.
Hold on, let me just pull it up real quick. Go ahead.
But I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to see Pereira and Peraza in the lineup. They better be in this lineup tonight.
Well, apparently with the call-up, that's what it is. They're all going to be in the lineup, and they're all going to get extended playing time. They got Josiah Gray, who is a young kid that got back in the Juan Soto deal from San Diego, and we all know how those young electric arms, what they do against the Yankees. Carlos Rodon is pitching for the Yankees tonight.
Oh, boy.
He has a 7.33 ERA. Let's see what happens tonight with Rodon. Richie Martinez says, "Put it into work, gentlemen. Keep doing what you do." Richie Martinez, appreciate you, my guy. Richie, hopefully one of these Fridays you could jump on the open panel, just like everybody else. Anna Marie LeBeau, hopefully one of these Fridays you could jump on the open panel, just like Booger Brain. My guy, 19 comment. I done known my man for 5 years, and I still haven't seen him on an open panel. I need you on one of these open panels, my guy.
Come on, we need new people. We need new people on Friday.
Tyler Tabbitt as well. What a family. What a family, Jerry Cadell. Absolutely. So, yeah, young kids got to play tonight. Talking Yanks is Pereira.
I'm trying to look up to see who they sent down, but I can't find it.
I'm not. Yeah, I was looking for it this morning. I was waiting to see maybe this morning they'll announce it.
I don't see the I see transactions as of 8/21, but that was bringing up Weissert went down, and then it looks like nothing else after that. So I don't know who. I don't know. Maybe McKinney. I was thinking maybe McKinney got sent down. Maybe. I don't know. Anybody in the chat know?
I'm looking right now. Can't see anything. They have nothing so far.
Secretive.
Sean
secretive.
Browning, hopefully they're DFAing Donaldson. And this is the thing. This is in the red. This is the thing.
Can they DFA Boone too?
They're probably going to say it literally right after we get off, right after we get off, and that's going to be the upsetting thing about it all. Booger Brain, who says, "What's going on, fellas? Working but listening. Appreciate you, Booger Brain. Appreciate you." And like Anna Marie LeBeau said, they haven't updated any transactions. And Mazza said, "You guys heard about Wander Franco? Yes, it's disgusting."
Yeah,
Wander Franco.
Glad I wasn't part of that discussion.
He deserves to be underneath the entire jail cell, if you ask me. I just want to report one thing when it comes to that. Jeff Passan reported this morning, Major League Baseball has placed Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco on administrative leave as the league and authorities in the Dominican Republic investigates Franco's alleged relationship with multiple underage girls.
Disgusting.
He's a disgusting human being. He does not deserve to play baseball ever again. Hopefully, Tampa is able to void his contract so he doesn't get paid or anything like that because of the legal proceedings that are attached to it as well. It's just a bad look, not just on the game of baseball, but just in life, point blank, period. TC, any last words before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't part of that discussion because that's just that's disgusting to me. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing the kids. That's all. I want to see something new, something fresh. Hopefully, they're in the lineup. I don't know. There's nothing else really. I mean, I'd love to see Rodon have a good game. You know, give me some hope for that it wasn't a complete bust. But just glad to be back with you, Hector. Glad to see everybody. I
missed you, bro.
Safe travels, I miss you, man. I miss you, Jigga. I miss all the guys. I miss, I haven't been, keeping up with the team. I'm glad I'm missing that because I haven't missed much. But I miss you guys. I'm looking forward to Friday, seeing everybody on the open panel. We'll see you guys on Thursday. And, Hector, I love you, man.
I love you too. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. If you guys can, we got 80 people left. Smack that like button for your boys. Hold on. There was
Also,
one thing.
Can't wait till September 23rd, though. Can't
one
wait.
thing I forgot to bring up. The meeting between Hal Steinbrenner, Aaron Boone, and Brian Cashman. It happened over the weekend. Apparently, Hal Steinbrenner was pissed off. And apparently, this meeting is the reason why all of these young kids are getting called up. Because Hal was pissed off with the state of the team. Apparently, Brian Cashman told him to kick rocks and eat a Frank. Apparently, Aaron Boone was doing push-ups in the meeting room. No, I'm joking. All that. But I was upset. Things are going to change. What's your thoughts on this, TC, before we got out of here? People in the chat, let us know as well. Apologize. This was the last topic we wanted to say for you guys. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, just way too late to have a meeting like this. This should have been done a way long time ago. I don't know why you wait this long. Come on. You got to be, I want to be like TC. What? Come on, I want to be like you. This is just, it's just lip service. He's just, come on. He doesn't really care. I mean, just stop playing around like you really care about this team. If you did, you would have, made some changes a long time ago. You hold on to your little boy there, Cashman, which he should have been gone. Boone should have been gone. Come on. Enough's enough. I don't even. Do you even buy this? Like they probably were sharing cupcake recipes in the locker room.
They were having either two things. It was a Parcheesi tournament that was going on, or two, they was having a D&D quest that lasted super fast. That's the only thing I could think of. But
yeah, they were dressing up as their favorite, superhero or something.
I'm gonna end it with just my last take, and TC, let me know what you think before we get out of here. When it comes to Aaron Boone, there's a big chance that Aaron Boone will come back next year, right? And I got two different scenarios for it. One, if Aaron Boone is fired and replaced after this season, Brian Cashman is going to be with this team for multiple years and seasons to come. If Aaron Boone is kept and is allowed to play out his last year on his contract, Brian Cashman will have the fire under him. Because if you're Hal Steinbrenner, right, and you want to change up, or if you're planning to switch up your GM, you're not going to bring in a new coach one season and then following the next season let go of your GM, right? Because if you bring in a new GM, that new GM is going to want a new manager, not the same manager from a prior regime. You understand what I'm saying, TC?
Yeah.
So if Boone comes back next year, it could be a scenario that Boone comes back, but Brian Cashman is on the hot seat with Aaron Boone. If Aaron Boone is let go after this season, is just a sacrificial lamb, Brian Cashman is going to have his job for years to come. What's your thoughts on that, TC?
And we all know that Hal said Brian Cashman's safe. So that unfortunately for us fans, we got to put up with that, and it's just too bad. I mean,
you got to ask yourself, TC, what do you want more? Boone to be replaced or Cashman to be replaced?
I need Cashman out of that position because he's the architect who put us in this position. It wasn't Hal. It wasn't Boone. It was Cashman. So he is the problem. He needs to go. You don't need to fire him. If he's close to your family, put him in another position. Put someone else in there and get a fresh look and start from scratch. Get some different eyes on this and stop letting Cashman make these moves. Because if we replace Aaron Boone, whatever manager walks through that door, that manager is not going to fix Giancarlo Stanton's legs. That manager is not going to fix DJ LeMahieu's hitting. That manager is not going to fix Anthony Rizzo. These are all moves that can only be fixed by one person, and that's Brian Cashman. That's the only person that can make the moves necessary to replace Giancarlo Stanton, to replace the DJ LeMahieu,
to replace an Anthony Rizzo. This offseason, right? The offseason that just passed, that we was just in, we could have signed Cody Bellinger. Guess what? When he hits the free agent market this year, he's going to command money. And the Yankees need to go out there and sign him. If you want to let Harrison Bader go and sign Cody Bellinger to play center field with Everson Pereira in left field,
left-handed
and
hitter.
and left-handed hitter as well, and Aaron Judge in right field, you make that move. You make that move. You can't come back with the roster as the way it is currently constructed. It just doesn't make sense for anyone.
Right. And the manager nowadays doesn't have any power at all. They're just flipping through a book. Analytics runs their whole show. So no matter what, Boone gets fired, they'll bring in a robot, and he'll do the same thing. It just okay, it's a third inning, bring in so and so. They have no say. So unless Cashman goes and Hal changes his whole philosophy, the next manager is going to be just a carbon copy of Aaron Boone.
Copy and paste, rinse and repeat. That's all it will be going forward. TC, my brother, like always, I love being with you, my guy. I love the chat. Love everyone in the building. 74 people left. If you guys can't smack that like button, make sure you tune in this Thursday for me and my brother TC. We'll be back at it again with another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew.
Yes,
TC,
sir.
final words, big fella.
Yes, sir. Love it. Love the chat. Glad to be back. Hector, great job holding it down. Jigga backstage, I miss you as well. So, guys, keep your heads up. Look forward to seeing the shows rather than the team, and we'll talk about it. And it's our medicine. This is our medicine right here. To speak up. Friday, make sure you're there. I want to see some new people on there. Let's go, and love you, man.
We ended the show at 1,360 subscribers, so we gained about 5 new subscribers. Appreciate all the new subbies for always
appreciate
coming
all
in.
you guys.
Smack that like button. Make sure you guys check out the Jets Evening Brew later on today. We also got the Rookie Podcast. We got the Pipe with Sandy and Julian, and that's going to be a great episode with all these prospects being called up by the Yankees.
That's right.
Make sure you tune in because we have announcements coming for the channel. You're not going to want to miss it out. But like always, peace out, TC.
Peace.